in place for the series to end for NRG. Under Thieves has to look much better, and I think the comp changes that they've gone for are a step in the right direction. Derek looked phenomenal on that fade in the prior map. But at the same time, EU is leveling up his game just as much, if not more. And we'll see here.
I did that thing where my mic was muted.
It's all good. I didn't even notice. At least you can hear me. That's all that really matters.
Paul says the smart stuff anyway. You guys didn't miss anything.
So, this push is actually really deep here in mid. Under Thieves are going to opt to go towards A anyways, and that might really, really work out because, again, that push didn't net much space for NRG.
Down onto the site. Wills was initially holding the flank. Now he's going to go up and re-explore back into Cat. Hayes is going to be waiting on the other side. The spike planted. That 100 shot goes wide. Hayes understanding where the pressure's coming from. The kills just erupt on the side as the kill feed just lights up. 4 kills in favor of NRG. The blink of an eye.
That's ridiculous, the speed of that retake. And this is where this comp thrives. I don't necessarily think that it was the comp in this case. It's just the kills coming in their favor. We'll have to say as well, though, great job collapsing off the space that they took early. Hayes is doing a great job also keeping Will off the flank. And there's really no way for him to play back in that round at all. The late flank setup. Clearly there's some differences in styles and approach with the Sage pick here from Under Thieves. Definitely hoping to get towards that second half.
Will pushing forward, takes a little bit of damage off of that shock dart. Healed back up. Stellar and EU up close. The Prowler there, the shot doesn't land. EU on the swing, takes care of Stellar.
And they're still taking spaces, exactly what we saw in Vine. So much defensive re-clear. You actually see some patience here. Now that they've gotten the man advantage on this anti-eco, which by the way is their first off of pistol round. Actually just have EU falling off, and then there's the perfect C's. Everything is beautiful here from NRG. There's both the initiators here that were playing on this B site. Use the dart to re-clear, then you have the C's, then you have the follow-up Prowler too. Everything perfect. 2 trap plays in succession to deny everything from 100 Thieves.
Almost got through that unscathed. Ultimately only lost 1. But NRG looking good on that one, as you said. Everything coming through gorgeously. Now off of this, 100 Thieves are able to get to a regular buy. They're all punching towards B. Wonder if we've got a little mid-B split cooking, perhaps off a lineup. From mid-control, yeah, they're going to smoke on top Cat too.
There's everything close. Maybe a little bit of pizza off angle too. Prowler's traded in B main. And they're going fast with this. They just used the second Prowler inside of B main, and they really want to fight.
Yeah, if they can take B main control here, you're right. They are going to hit that split that we were looking for. He should be going up on that wall any second now. Stellar waiting for it. You see it, utility in his hand, and he thinks twice about it.
Thieves going for the classic 100 Thieves wall, but Ethan is the guy who pioneered this for them. And he's on the other side. Here it comes.
Wait a bit. See paranoia in the hands of Banks. Stellar goes up top. No target given yet. It's now Banks swinging forward. Derek's actually the first one to get the kill. Spam 2. He has an idea that he used probably there, and it's Ascent who gets him at the end. He's already gotten 2 on the round. Stellar pushing Som off with the slow orb. And this round looks all but done.
First bonus attempt goes absolutely awry here for NRG. And that was because 100 Thieves instantly wants to have an idea of what they want, right? They want to get mid-control, Bangs all the way up there, and they want to have B-main control. They trade so much utility with Derek's double Prowler, and that forces NRG off. What normally would work for NRG in the past is, you know, them re-clearing through CAD or re-clearing A-main and hitting some nasty flank, but that was nowhere to be found. Opting to try to hold on to the site instead of retake.
Very well done. 100 Thieves on the board. They get through that clean. They're going to carry all of their weapons into the next round, and it was good on Hayes to keep his. Vandal should be, yeah, they're going to be able to buy up a little bit with it. Let's see this mixed bag out from NRG. Ethan's going to have the Odin light armor in the hands of EU.
That's dangerous. With this comp, there's so many setups that you can go for with this Odin to get early kills.
Yeah. Now, it looks like
Yeah,
we may
tech,
get okay.
yeah.
I was wondering what was going on here. Tech pause comes through. We'll get you back into the game as soon as possible. It's an interesting decision here that you can make if you're NRG. Given, I wonder, do they bring the op in for Tex here? How do they choose to go about this? They've got enough money to bring it in, and we've seen Tex. He's almost automatic with it when he's got it in his hand.
Well, there it is. Yeah. I was going to say it's probably Tex that's having the issue, so maybe when he gets back in or whatever it might be, he clearly has the intention, but maybe realizing. Either way, I think it's a good choice. Though, pair it up as a combination with, you know, an Odin trap play or something like that. Maybe it's a little sketchy. But I think it'll be fine. You can set up on the other side of the map. There also is the thing to deal with, which is Derek. He's the real anti-op outside of Will taking head-to-head battles, which has not been going his way. Double Odin now, actually. So for sure, we're going to get some sort of trap play as this tech pause ends.
Bringing double Odin, light armor on 2 players, operator in the hands of Tex. What the heck are they up to? Seems like there was a small comms issue that was going on, but it seems like it's been rectified. And as well, no, I lied to you.
You didn't lie about the comms issue. That's truly actually.
You're right. That was truth. That was gospel. This, less so. It seems like we're still trying to iron out what's going on. But again, the question really is, NRG with this buy that they have, what are they up to? Right? Like, what shorter shenanigans are they going to try to pull out?
It's literally the worst screen to be on when we have the tease already. You know, we just want to see what it is. There's a lot of possibilities, obviously, in B with the wall that it is, but there's also, you know, the tiles crunching aspect of it. You could always get a haunt off there. If you pair it with a flash from Psalm, something like that, usually it has to be covered with some sort of flash or extra utility so that they're distracted and can't break the haunt. And it might be the perfect idea because what 100 Thieves just did, right, was that mid-split. Was that. Let's fast B in tiles. Let's throw a haunt into middle. And they set up for quite a while in tiles, so potentially that's the call.
Yeah, we'll find out in just a moment. It's interesting to see how 100 Thieves adapt their way through this map. Again, the last time we saw them on this map, it was ugly. They lose 4-13 against XSET, and everything just kind of fell apart after that for 100 Thieves. So they've already gotten a quarter of the rounds that they got last time they played the map, but it's still just so early to tell.
Yeah. Meanwhile, for NRG, this is a little bit more experience for them, right? They don't have any catastrophes or anything like that. They actually took a map off of EG when they beat them in playoffs, which famously they're the ones who created this type of comp that NRG is playing. Right? At least in NA, they're the ones who brought it over. So clearly some prowess for them on this map, and they played it 3 times in stage 2. That's why I was a little concerned when I saw this as the last map, but obviously 100 Thieves also has their same idea of a new way to play this map, and it involves Stellar, and it involves having a really, really good defense, although obviously the executes can be really strong with any sort of fade KO combination too.
I will say though, Ball, it is interesting as we have a moment to talk about it. The propensity of teams, we saw it yesterday. We've seen it some even this series, and it's still only the first one. Teams are very clearly, it feels like, moving away from duelists, right? It seems like they're moving away from pace. They're trying to move away from that dive, get into the back line, create as much havoc as you possibly can. Do you feel like that's the I don't want to say the right approach, but would you say it's a more favorable approach on a map like this?
On Ascent, it definitely could be.
Sure.
There's definitely a lot of ideas that you could use to, take fast A site control, like Jet, for example. But other than that, there's not really a duelist on this map that I prefer. Right? There's the Raze stuff is very gimmicky, very one-sided because you're just trying to get trap plays off. But either way, we're back into it, and neither has a duelist. The rise of Chamber.
For now.
That's what it was, right? The same type of thing. Let's talk about the tiles crunch, but 100 Thieves is fast to respond.
Ethan still has his own on the other side. He's just spamming into main. There's only one player that's made it through.
They TP'd, bang, TP'd on the site right here, so a little bit of that dive without the duelist. And he gets past the Odin spam. So now that there's actually shown off their idea, 100 Thieves has clear ideas on how to counter it themselves, and Will is coming through with this flank on Cat again.
There's nobody at tree, at least for now. But truly, they reposition. The Odin looking at exactly where he's going to be going. You just saw Bang reposition again, this time towards Switch. The Paranoia is going to push him off. Do they go fighting? Yeah, look at them. They're pushing through. They're taking the space back. How much more can they find? The first kill for the Odin goes through for Ethan. EU's not going to get a shot at it, even firing his. And Hoppin and Odin, all that remain, they're on site. There's no way out. Those weapons are gone.
That was brilliant from 100 Thieves in a lot of different ways, right? They stay off of sight. Where are the strengths of the comp, the triple initiator that NRG has? In these double recon bolts from Sova and from Fade. And so all the time that they have to wait for those cooldowns, 100 Thieves just pushes right back into tree with the flash from Bang. And the double peek from him, Derek, and Will coming off of Cat as well. That's not where that utility is being used. So there's no value whatsoever, and 100 Thieves breaks the economy. It's an anti-eco for it.
You're right, they're broke. They've got nothing. See the ult orb getting picked up. Tex falls. Again, he's been a proper monster when it comes to first duels. Doesn't feel like he loses very many. That one does not go his way. See some of the spam coming through. Ethan, the only one with a gun at this point, down to 8 HP. And interesting to note here, Ball, it feels like we don't see Ethan on Sova very often at all.
No. And the last time I think he played it was in that, what? The game against the Guard, I want to say? When he played for 100 Thieves? The infamous...
Yeah, it's been a minute.
The infamous 13-0? I mean, that's what comes to mind, but who knows? Either way, yeah. Just trying that role swap. It for a player who used to be considered the flexible player because he was playing a lot of Sky, that initiator that everyone was like, oh, he's a flex player now because he plays Sky. But he also played Sage. He also played a lot of controller back then. He really wasn't flexible back then. Now he actually is for this team. It's what, 3 agents so far in this series?
Yeah.
Unique on every map.
Yeah, he's showing diversity in his pool for sure. NRG here with the non-existent buy really gave up B. They had already kind of gambled toward the other side of the map. Now they're trying to figure out how, with nothing but pistols and a Vandal in the hands of Sam, how they take this thing away. Oh, the timing. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Bang. Turned around. Now off of this, NRG's been able to pick up a second gun. They just don't have enough time.
One enemy remaining.
Nope, there's given. Even though it looked like for sure Stellar was going to die there. That was well done as well. Good approach after finding the kill onto Tex, who was pushing down mid for Bang there.
Now off of this, NRG buy back up. They've got the Nightfall in the hands of EU. Ethan's 1 point away. I mean, really, you look down the list on the side of NRG, almost everyone has an ult within arm's length. Hazed, maybe a little bit further away.
Yeah, but
either way, we'll see how they try to play around it.
No real combinations here possible.
Sure.
And meanwhile, Asana has been farming the orbs. That's the one that they could really execute off of. So let's see. They're going for the mid split again, up towards B. This time there's 3 players here, though, for NRG. And they've got the Odin, too, which eats away from Tex! That's what I'm talking about. You need that power in the clear. And there's enough players to continue to heat off this mid push.
Once again, they're still going to try to go for this split. This time the wall doesn't elevate in B main. It cuts off anything coming in from mid-map, and they want to push their way in. They want to dive into the site, but NRG still has 2 members backside. Ethan's gotten a second with the Odin. And there's no entry. There's nothing to be had. There's no way to go. There's no room to work.
They're stuck backside, though, and that means that there's a lot of room for other Thieves to work, actually. They can just leave him there. Prowler's going to start to re-clear, but Hayes is top mid, bro. What? He just pushes out at A and pretty much locks it up.
You still see EU and Ethan are now they're starting to rotate out, understanding there's a good chance he's going A. Hazed, who just gotten the previous kill, he's going to get a shot in a second, and he delivers. Well done.
And even if he loses that fight too, the information that he got, the fact that he's backing away there, gives so much time for them to get out of backside. They don't have to gamble anymore. And this is just disgusting from Ethan. Just playing backside. There's a dart that's still up from him, by the way. A haunt used as well from EU. There's clearly been a lot more thought this time around, from playoffs even till now from NRG, in how to implement EU's fade. A lot of times, we really thought EU was a good fade because he had good fragging power. But so far in this match, he's really standing out as a good fade player. Like, one who has well thought out utility in a holistic sense with the rest of his team as well.
Yeah, it's been impressive to watch. Again, you just saw the setup to allow Ethan to get those kills from backside were gorgeous. The triple initiator comp that you've mentioned a couple of times really on display there. The information that they're able to gather to set up the kills, it doesn't get much easier than that.
Yeah.
If you're Ethan. He's got that Hunter's Fury now. EU has his ult too. Those ults that we were just talking about in the previous round are somehow even closer.
Yeah, and now there is some combo value, right? It's funny. I always think when I hear this comp called triple initiator, I'm always like, it's really just fade Sova. That's the main thing. But realistically, though, Sam and the KO does have a lot to add to that, right? The flashes are what makes these darts super, super powerful, along with some haze utility too. So I think that's okay. Meanwhile, Derek throwing a haunt for clear, I think.
Play.
Potentially some mid value too. And Asana's going to walk fast off of it with the smoke bottom mid.
Arch is smoked off too, so you're right. He's going to get some space. The drone's going to spot him though. And I don't know if it saw Will. But even if it was just Asana, it was enough to draw attention. Look at that.
Flash to put Will on the angle, and he's sticking it. Not finding the entry though. Common theme in the series. And it's unfortunate because there's so much pressure on this guy. 22 years old. The spear point of this team, and he's now swapping onto an agent that they were clearly uncomfortable with during Stage 2 regular season.
Just saw 100 Thieves push up mid-map, clear out that alarm bot, and see how NRG respond, and it doesn't seem like they move very much at all.
That Prowler that just came through that smoke really didn't find much because of the way that the smoke is angled. So they have to clear so much. Thankfully, Asta comes through tree.
You just dropped another Prowler, but did not spot Bang, who's currently working up the middle of the map. Meanwhile, the site is net. The spike has not made its way out of the site. Sam gets 2 big kills. The Knight fall through. But again, Bang can play spoiler if he gets the timing right here. He's already got one on text. There's just not enough time for the spike to make its way out. Bang with the second. Stellar has to get it down here. And Sam can blow the play up himself. EU does as well. And just like that, time expires.
He's so close still. Time does go away. Bang with the 4K. But not the round. NRG has strung so many together now. And that should, no, still not breaking the economy. 100 Thieves. Still in play here. And this Odin's still in play from Ethan as well.
I feel like he's had it all game.
Yeah. As soon as that tech timeout happened, it was like every single round from then.
Op back in the hands of Tex. He says the tour de force fall back to in case this round goes a little sideways.
So something that 100 Thieves can do here is make this look like a lot of that mid-presence that leads towards those B splits. And that could cause NRG to play a different setup. Right now, they're actually not playing for backside like they did in the prior time that they had success against a B split. Instead, they re-clear, and there's no smoke there, so Tex is on the angle.
Again, another quiet, slow round out from 100 Thieves. The flash into tree. Again, nothing from NRG, man. They don't budge.
Face your fear!
Tex continues to win out that duel. Continues to win out that 1v1. That head-to-head of Chambers. Now the knife falls through. Stellar once again trying to get height advantage. Great kill onto Ethan. EU trying to reposition. Paranoia in his face. Tex find anything else? Yes, shot to the back of the head of Bang. He had no idea.
Still even though.
Will not kill my ally. Spike planted.
The res breaks that. Tex still with the op. Still 72 HP.
They're all grouped up on site here. The spam!
Oh, I thought he was going to get the second. Oh, he might still get the second. Stellar's so weak. Bingsu, they know he's there. And now the knife to get some more info, but it gets shot out. They have the Cosmic Divide. Do they go for it? They do, and it's only going to section off one. So Derek either stays back or he pushes his way forward. Stellar and Derek keep them back. No entry in for NRG.
That is a lot of bravado to put down that Cosmic Divide, go for that push in the 2 versus 3 that was remaining. When all players on site and you have no more utility to take that. That's Psalm right there on lane. If he had one flash that he could push the comp, push the grab well with, could have been different. And that kill too, that evened things out. After the spam, that was brilliant from Psalm. And we're tied up again.
Bring them down.
Stellar counting his lucky stars here. Still don't know how he didn't die through that spam in the previous round. You're right, we're tied up again. NRG once again on a broken bye. It seems like they want to push B main. That's where 100 Thieves are. That's where the spike is. Ah, they left Tex there, but the Prowler's going to give him away. Rendezvous to safety.
And this is a position that 100 Thieves hasn't been in much, where they have B main control, and they're still not up mid. So trap here from NRG, the flash over the cat actually, and Tex makes it work.
Dude, Tex is just,
What?
oh my goodness, how is he so good? And now EU with the jumping right click gets another kill. They had nothing going into this ball, and now they've upgraded into 2 Vandals.
Well, there's no TP away either, so Derek has to join him.
Will keeps one back. Derek does 2. What a gorgeous round out from NRG. Again, off of the back of Tex. Tex, with his headhunter, has created so many opportunities for NRG.
Yeah, and it was the cat flash as well that all tripped it up. And I don't think, actually, that might be the first thrifty we've seen all series long so far, which is weird coming in a series with NRG in it, right? They're good at ecos, and they're also relatively poor at anti-ecos. Here, what I'm talking about, Tex swinging twice, bro.
I mean, if he ain't missing.
Add it all up, too. He uses jumping classic. Really, really nice round. And they call a timeout off of it, too. That's, you know, you sit in this momentum here. Sit in the crime of just having lost an anti-eco. We actually heard Will talk about how that's something that they're really working on, because it costed them their playoff run against FaZe. And I don't necessarily think that it was like, you know, statistically somewhere they have to work on for sure. But obviously the emotional damage of that series, it was a roller coaster. Gonna creep back up when they lose rounds like that.
And you're right, you're just sitting and reliving Tex with those 2 headhunter shots, and then you jumping across your screen with a right click. It's a bloody nightmare. Tex buying the op this round. Should be able to buy for Psalm too. At least drop for him. So yeah, it's going to be full guns the whole way.
Something interesting to note too is that only one player on 100 Thieves has an above 50% win rate in their first engagement when they take one. Meanwhile, Psalm and Tex. Tex is farming.
It's been so difficult to deal with. And again, he has that operator, but it's playing towards A, and it seems like it's going to be another hit towards B unless it's a fake. They put the wall up across mid-map. They still have control there. Stellar with that awesome kill onto Hazed. Uses the wall to get up top, to get leverage, and to cut off rotations across the middle of the map. And now off of this, they're going to go B. But again, the op in the hands of Tex. He's here. He hasn't moved. And he's going to get a shot at it. Puts a bullet right in between Bang's eyes. And falls courtesy of that. But 100 Thieves, they have the sight, they have control, and they get it planted. through. Spike ticking. Will holding this angle, waiting to see if anyone's going to challenge it. There you see it. You see the Sova darts. You see the everything, the haunt, all of the utility dumped out at once, and the kills follow. What can Stellar do in a 1v3? Nothing. Ethan cleans him up. Great round out from NRG.
Where do you even hide, man? Like, there's just no spot that's safe when you get that double recon out. Everybody on site lit up. And then they get lit up by Ethan's Odin and the rest of the players swinging because they're all trying to tuck and hide. So difficult to deal with. And finally, I think you're actually seeing some success on the retakes from NRG. Early on, they were struggling. That's why 100 Thieves has the 4 rounds that they have. But past that now, starting to find some success. Bringing it back towards where it should be with this composition. I will say, again, I wonder if 100 Thieves has this leaning a little bit defensive-sided for their comp. And I'm wondering where that line is drawn for them. Is it 5 rounds? Is it 4 rounds? Because historically as well, the NRG comp is poor attacking. We just saw that in the last series yesterday with Sentinels.
Get enough here. They may be okay. Paranoia. Nightfall. And the kills go back and forth. Hayes still hasn't moved here. The gravity well to try to keep him back, to try to delay. So far, so good. Derek showing a bit of utility of his own, and they just swing out and land the shots.
Super unfortunate for them to be slowed in that spot. And then they line up because of it. And it automatically calls a save here from Tex and Ethan with some expensive weapons. A little bit of money in the bank, but the reset really hard on this last round of the half.
So 100 Thieves are able to win the fight out for Tree. They're able to get the spike down and bridge the gap down to 1. NRG still hanging on to a lead as they're hanging on to those weapons that you were just mentioning. The setup for what should be a very interesting end of the first half, but well, it's felt like, I mean, really, the second half of Bind, the only exception. These two teams, they were like refusing to give up an inch to each other.
Yeah, they've been at each other's necks. I mean, first map, what? First half was 6-6. We went the distance, 13-11. Bind's first half was super close too.
Yeah, 7-5, yeah.
And we're in the last round. Oh, they were seized too. I mean, that's disgusting.
Well, and Derek swinging and getting the kill through the smoke.
Yeah, they were lined up and 2 different players got them, by the way.
Last round of the half, again, the weapons that have been kept. Once again, EU and Ethan bringing an Odin in. The Operator in the hands of Tex. 2 ultimates for NRG2 as they try to push this to a 7-5. You see the dart. There it is, the exact same. Dart, haunt, flash, spam.
So you might think that it's not actually getting value, but consistently you've actually had to see 100 Thieves who have liked to try to stick in the tiles. As soon as that strat came out, they're no longer sitting in that spot.
Yeah, they can.
So that buys them a little bit of time. And by default, they're going to be trying to stay away from it. NRG does spend the utility this time, but let's see. Watching this VOD back, the impact it'll have on your decision making. Tex got the angle on B main as well. They're still giving up a lot of space. You're not seeing that same type of re-clear from this composition that we saw from NRG on Bind. So obviously they lost that map, but it still felt like that was a strong suit from them.
Same wall. Perhaps to be split. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any doubt about where they're going. Tex is here with the Operator, holding off any advance out from Derek. He's got the rendezvous to get away, but Derek lands the shots. He gets the kill. And now off of that, he's going to be able to push his way forward. They haven't swung out with 20 seconds left. There's really no time to go around. They're going to have to stick to this. EU still playing around. Ethan with his as well. Saw him on the swing and no bang. Drops him.
So get the plant down when they do. Ace and Ethan. Ethan has 6 seconds on his dart, but they're all hidden at this point. They know the Odin's in play. This one-way 2 coming up. Yeah, a little high though.
Found them.
Oh, Ethan spots one. The spam. Nothing doing yet. Can they find their way in? Can they get past the 4 members of the Thieves? No, it doesn't seem like they can. Hayes was going to have to do it all on his own at the end, and he wasn't able to do it. Map 1 delivered. It was a 6-6 half. Map 3 looking to be a bit of the same. We'll be right back. We enter the second half of Ascent at a knotted up, perfect 6-6 score. NRG are going to be trying to figure things out on the attacking half while 100 Thieves keep them at bay, or at least attempt to. We'll see what they have cooked up. It's going to be a heavy lean towards A early on, a 5 bunch that way, and it's only Ethan who has armor. Early slow out's going to keep them back for now. We'll see what else they can find. You already see 100 Thieves start to make their way up across the middle of the map. Will has taken that space. You've got Bang who's there too. It's like they're expecting this aggression this way. And the wall's going to keep them back. Gorgeous wall. Off of that, they're going to have to spam their way through the wall, and they do. And once again, if it's not the wall, it's the slow that tries to keep them at bay. Austin off the flash, and Ethan turns around 180s and decapitates him. How much more can he find? Ethan gets a second. NRG with the numbers advantage. 100 Thieves try to take this thing back. Outnumbered, and Paranoia is going to hit a couple techs. Rendezvous to safety as they find where Ethan is. Tech swings out and he cleans him up. Hayes gets another 2, and Derek is left alone in this 1v3. Spike ticking away. Derek falls as Hayes drops out and gets a kill. NRG take the pistol. And that was just so clean. Oh, it was so clean. We'll see if 100 Thieves buy up. That hasn't really been their approach. It hasn't been how they like to go about things, so you don't imagine that'll be the case. Well, for NRG, they're going to have the Stinger, going to have a Spectre, a Marshall, and a Bulldog too, with the Hayes Ghost to kind of cap things off at the end. But a gorgeous round out from NRG, and really, again, it was off of the heroics from Ethan. We'll see what they can do here. And the knife, Will, going exploring, going hunting. Not able to land the shot with the Headhunter again. And the spam's going to push him back even further. Will taking a second shot at things. The Han in his lap, clears it out, stays alive, at least for now.
Still so difficult. I'm back. The power went out for a second.
Welcome back. You were missed. I think you changed his crosshair, by the way.
Back to a little waffle.
Yeah.
Sorry I had to let you waffle. This is so tough for 100 Thieves to play still, obviously. Anti-eco, but they're set up on Cat to potentially flank fast, and they might walk into that energy by
Standing ahead.
And there's no real way to cover the flank. It's just going to have to be themselves. And you see it across the middle of the map. They're starting to swarm. They're starting to pinch. You've got players backside, and you've got an approach coming in from the middle of the map, too. Can they get the timing right? Can they get the kills they need? Stellar's able to take care of one, but the gun difference lights the kill feed up.
Down, B.
He's got the Bulldog now.
30
Smoke gives him just something to play around.
3 bullets. Yeah, that's all it was.
He rushed that. No spike was planted yet. And the ops to try to take potentially a 1v1, maybe when somebody's trying to plant the spike, but still a little rushed. Bang, really good in the clutch. Just not quite there. 100 Thieves hasn't been winning most of them so far in this series, yet it's still close here. The fact that we got to 6-6 at the end of that half, to me, signified great stuff from 100 Thieves. That was a very successful half. And all the signs as well pointing towards, you know, a text downswing a little bit. Especially now Chamber on attack side. But this is a good start from NRG. Winning the pistol, again. First one that they won in the first half in the series, and they convert a second.
Here, the orb up.
This is where teams start to stumble a little bit when facing the Sage on Ascent. Specifically the walls that delay the space that you want. So much more. And see, they haven't cleared the trip. Tex wants to go for it. Spike's still top mid, by the way, so they won't commit off of this push.
And he knows it's there too. You just saw him ping it on the minimap. The shot dart, the swing, the flash, it's all there. And Austin and Bane get to.
Dude, the prep from NRG is really good as Bang gets a dink onto E.
That hurts.
He tries to shock dart that down before they push. Either way now, push is coming straight onto B.
One enemy remaining.
This is so far in a surgical round, and I mean Ethan's been really good, but is he 1v3 good with 37 HP?
20 seconds. Actually, I was gonna say he has room to fall off of given the positions of the players on the 100 Thieves, but he doesn't know that. Yeah, I mean, slight miss on that shock dart lineup from Ethan from top mid there, and potentially that could have, you know, had them a little bit more prep to take that market area. But Asana instantly off of the shock dart, missing, goes for a flash or maybe just randomly off of timing. And that's huge. Again, these rounds, nobody's letting each other get off to any sort of 3-0 start and a half. Keeping it really close.
One round close. We'll see if it'll stay that way. Light buyout from NRG. Tex with the headhunter, 8 bullets to it, but no gun other than that. On the classic too, but I guess that counts sometimes. Prowler gonna clear mid-map.
Stellar still hasn't
pushed their way forward.
Still hasn't used the wall on this defensive side, so NRG know that. That could be a killer late round. They do clear it out with the trip this time. The shock dart lands. So that time NRG wants to bait the flash, right? They want them to be pushing mid into them with the positions that they have. Now that the trip's gone, they just stay silent.
It's interesting too that 100 Thieves, they don't re-aggress across mid-map. They don't put somebody there to see if anyone's pushing forward. They're happy to give up that area of the map, or perhaps initially Asana now peeking his way forward. Ethan with the 100 Fury is able to get a little bit of something, but Haste falls. Spikes down in mid-map.
Flash from Bang too.
Yeah, it was from A. Look at him, they're all huddled up, and it could be a firing squad, but Zom's the one who delivers the kills.
They're here in time to challenge on all sides. The spam from Asana misses, but they're here in spawn now too. And Ethan just shuts it down. He had the opportunity to let his teammates die there, and Asana left, just stopping his way up cat.
Scoundrel, man. He's a proper scoundrel.
Some Han Solo type beat. All his friends falling off. He's just last man in there. It takes out both of the players who could have really, really just shut that round down entirely. And it forces the economy for 100 Thieves. They don't get the opportunity to tie it up. Asana had a chance. Stellar had a chance. Derek had a chance. Beautiful from Ethan.
And you look at that round, you see the reaction on his face. Man, that was clean. That was pretty good. I should do that more. 100 Thieves call a timeout. But Balla, you look at a round like that, and you think about Asana swing across mid-map into spawn, and you realize in rounds like that what some of the beauty of this game, because a fraction of a second earlier, Asana probably gets one, right? But it was just narrowly as they were turning that corner as he wasn't able to land the shots.
Yeah, I mean, I think he should have gotten one anyways. I'm being critical of aim. I hate doing that, but it's just like
Sure.
it's Asana
Sure.
for all we care. I mean, we're talking about Asana, right? I do think though as well that was a really well played round from NRG entirely. The way that they broke the trip, they gave themselves a lot of time before then re-aggressing. They even droned up Cat and putting a lot of information out there for 100 Thieves to try to make some sort of read. And it made it so that the hit, when it came, was definitely viable on that B site, but just one player falling, right? On the initial entry, and that's the spike, and that's you know, they have to start mid-rounding from there.
Revealing area.
100 Thieves with nothing to show from a gun perspective. You hear that tour de force come online. Maybe that can be enough to equalize things a bit here.
Potentially. But Will's in no position to do much top mid when they're all pushing E main. The wall here, they're going to have to pop fast off of it, and it could give Will the time to get over it. Meanwhile, they also have to wait for their knives, which is 5 seconds away. They won't even.
Oh, Stellar's in a ratty spot too, man. Maybe they don't check that corner, but no, they do. Eric's able to take one down with him, but ultimately falls. No weapon upgrade on the side of 100 Thieves. Again, it's still just a tour de force for Will.
That peek from Eric to try to get in while Stellar's fighting, a little worrying for me. That's the type of hero play thing. They've just walled themselves in. Hold on, 100 Thieves could really actually make them hurt economically. I'm seriously questioning this right now. Bang's trying to group up. Why is he? Oh, he's worried about what's on the other side of B main right now.
Yeah, they have no idea. The smoke off from stairs. Lane is still open. Cosmic Divide is cleared out. Will waiting. Shot doesn't land. It does that time, but it's all it's going to be good for. A little bit of damage done, but truthfully, not much. Not nearly as much as we thought it would be.
Yeah. After that decision to wall themselves off. Obviously, they secure the round with that wall, but Will as well on that spawn angle. Hitting that first shot would have completely changed how that went. I think a few people would have gone down to the spike, at least with the slow field. He does have an op this round, so he can redeem himself a little bit. Really nothing aggressive here from 100 Thieves on this half at all. And obviously you're playing with the Sage, so maybe you don't necessarily want to go for that, but not even any sort of mid-walks, nothing like that. This NRG's being clinical. This default is every single time, right? Those darts, top mid, every single time.
100 Thieves continue to struggle with it. You also heard the op fired off at the very beginning of the round, so NRG understand at least some of what's on the other side.
Keeping the info off with that flash. So Derek has to spend a Prowler. Meanwhile, he's not rotating. There's Will. A kill. And two.
Oh, for a second, I thought he'd gotten the third, but he's going to get a shot at it here. Tex is on a couple. No, the third shot just goes wide. Ethan and Tex, the only two that are left. Zasana unfortunately gets spammed through.
Spam possibility here.
Gonna swing out, and they swung out alone. Stellar somehow survives that. You've got the Prowler, you've got the Shock Darts, and now the Slorb. They're all gonna have to dump down at the exact same time, and remember, it's an op in the hands of Will. It's gonna be difficult to buy value out of that there, but they've just walled Ethan off. They're not gonna let him out.
Some BM in the moments there down in dark. I think that was actually spammable from Ethan. On the backside of that wall, because the spike was next to it. Either way, it's still such a tough position to play from. Well done from 100 Thieves, and credit to Will there. Getting the shot off, playing on his trademark as well, so the slow is guaranteed to go off or net himself a kill.
Last player standing.
And the final moments here where he gets walled off. Yeah, I think this is spammable from the right. Either way, hard to cross into it. Stellar's watching it. He has to take care of him first.
You want to play? Let's play.
Op still in the hands of Will.
Here we
this
go.
time he's going fishing. He's going aggressive.
Those darts.
The thing is, that dart's not going to spot him, but the shot goes wide.
Every time we see Will get into such a good position, such a good play, he's just coming up short.
But you see, even in that play, he's not getting hesitant, right? He's not getting apprehensive. He's still getting aggressive and trying to make the plays happen.
And that's what's necessary right now against this NRG that's playing super slow. Try to pick at their default, reduce their resources immediately. And it's going to happen again, a challenge here.
Nothing but an elbow. Fires off another with a Prowler in his face.
2 TPs for him already. And the pivot is in.
Having swarmed map, you've got Bang here. Nightfall through, Will again repositioned. Not gonna find anything at least yet. Maybe Asuna can as he pushes his way forward. Bang still playing down by logs. Got a good setup as Asuna. Yes, he does. Bang does too. Oh, the gun barrel gives him away, and Will toggles over to get the second.
There we go. For Will to come alive right now, I think might be the most critical factor for 100 Thieves. This guy has been quiet. But pressure on now in map number 3, opening match of LCQ. Looking at playing FaZe in the next round if they win this one. Otherwise, a lower bracket round. Immediately facing elimination. And a year ender. 15 and 13 now, and starting to hit the shots that really matter. Again, aggressive. The start will land this time.
Not nearly as aggressive as last time. Yeah, position given away. Off of that dart. Meanwhile, ball, as much as we've been talking about Will and how he seems to be starting to warm up, Tex has been uncharacteristically quiet.
And we noticed it towards the tail end of that first half, slowing down a little bit.
Meanwhile, it seems like the hot hand has transferred to the other side. Tex with 5 HP, seeing if he can find anything with that headhunter. There's no challenge quite yet.
This is all sheriffs, by the way, from NRG.
Yeah. Sam, the only one with the rifle, but you're right, they don't have much here.
It will be Sam leading the charge.
Destroyed.
I was wondering if they get antsy, if 100 Thieves get antsy, if they decide to push, but no, they stay at home.
Spike down mid.
Will with a clean shot. On to Ethan, and Asana gets one too.
Another entry for the guy, too. Confidence really building.
Yep. That'll take you down from Glad9. That'll ground you.
Well, for this wraparound again.
It's just Asana here. Oh, excuse me, Bang is here too. Standing right on top of each other.
It is super good to delay. That gives a lot of space for them to come through mid into Cat. And if they're not fast here, NRG, this round is over with this push from Cat.
It may be over anyway. They try to drop down onto Asana, and Asana from hell brings them into the next round. We're tied up at 10 apiece.
All tied up again, man. So many instances where these teams are just neck and neck. And on a map that 100 Thieves, I think a lot of people had doubts on. They're looking very good with this new composition, with this new identity. NRG the same way, man. It really feels like they finally leaned into the prep, leaned in towards the regular meta ideas. Normally NRG, when they're going for something, you know, cool, kind of new, it's always off meta, right? It's always not everything. Nobody else is trying it, essentially, right? It's always the Yoru, Neon on Bind. There's the Omen on Icebox for a while, Omen on Breeze for a while. This time, they're committing to really, really good stuff that we saw at Masters Copenhagen. Just solid.
Remember, the last time we saw 100 Thieves on this map, they got a total of 4 rounds. 4. They've already well exceeded that line and are looking to take the series on this decider against NRG. Remember, again, opening round of this tournament for both of these teams. All of the weeks and I mean, really months, because it has been that long of prep leading up until this moment. And they've both brought all sorts of new stuff.
And this is following NRG's best placement ever in VALORANT. The 4th place during playoffs. Just narrowly falling short of making it to Copenhagen. This time they've got to get even further. 1st place, Will going for it again.
Fowler's going to give him away once again. Fires one shot off right before teleporting.
But that's okay. All the utility that they're using to clear him out now is going to benefit 100 Thieves in the long run. He's just using a TP, and we already seen he can get multiple of those around. 20 seconds to cooldown in this patch.
Gravity well towards stairs. NRG pushing their way forward. A Stellar trying to delay, trying to deny any sort of advancement. It is Sam who swings around and drops Derek. Oh, Stellar! Stellar with 2! Oh, I thought he was going to find more. Sam switching weapons, 3 HP. Reloads, and they huddle backside.
It's an insta-pop on the no command, too. Keeps them back for now. But Asana just finds the kill through the wall from Market. He's trying to spam him down.
Yeah, he just got his knife back too, and now the Hunter Shuri to try to push them back from backside. There's that knife that we were just mentioning. Will on the swing, and Tex just drops him.
Bang still has his flash.
Bang and Asana. 70 HP on Bang. Another smoke, a nade. The shot's not landing quite yet. He's gonna have to swing all the way around, and Bang lands the first. Ethan trades it back, and Sam cleans it up. NRG get to 11.
100 Thieves so close to keeping that within their grasp, even though the situation was a little wonky. NRG going super fast there.
Super wonky.
Getting the sight, and then Stellar holds on a little bit. You obviously lost the initial player all the way backside too. And then I can't believe Asana got that spam, but they maintain composure right here. Right, Ethan and Sam in those moments where Bang is going for a crazy play. able to keep track of him. And right now, 1 round away from making this match point. Well, again, he's just not stopping. Somebody's giving him the go key. He's going to give him a...
Woo! But Tex gets one of his own.
Asna's all trying to hold top mid there. 4 will to make that play. So a body for a body, and they go for the res. The smoke just keeps them safe.
And the body for the body feels so much more valuable now because NRG does not have the same luxury of the res out from Stellar.
Oh!
So number goes their way, and Will lands a second. If they're going to swing, and Will with 3. Oh my gosh, I thought he was going to get the 4th, but no. Ethan trades it back. Tex still with the op. Spike in hand, they swing out because they have no real choice. And Tex falls too.
Bang with the 1-2 combo after Will falls down as well. We're back tied up, and this time, economically, it's NRG who's hurting a little bit, but 1 orb away from the tour de force. Tex might be able to drop a weapon. Body for body there, but the res is so fast. You can see on the minimap, as soon as Asna falls, both the players from B just giving up the B site and making sure they get that. And that was key, even though Asna dies immediately as well.
I really thought Will was going to hit the 4th.
It's Stingers, Doug. It's Stingers, and it's a full investment. NRG going for it all right here.
You mentioned a couple of rounds ago, Bala Will turning online at the perfect time. And since you said that, I don't think the guy's missed. I don't think he's missed it all. Saw with the player literally right behind him, and 100 Thieves hold fast.
1 enemy remaining.
Ethan in a 1v5 makes it a 1v4 with the Stinger, or really a 1v3 because Ascent is down. But the Prowler gives this position away, and now you see the spam come through. A second Prowler follows the C's, the Haunt, the everything. 100 Thieves series point.
And that was all in from NRG. Look at the money.
Oh, it's bad.
It
yeah,
is.
don't look. Don't look.
Now keep your eyes there. Look at the ults though. They still have a chance. There's the tour de force. They've got 1 Vandal from EU, and they've got 3 ults. Meanwhile, 100 Thieves has nothing except 1 little Will, who is just popping off. They have to neuter him immediately off the beginning. The crazy part, though, is they've stopped the aggression. The last 2 rounds, he's been slow. It's about a shorty, too.
Let's play.
It has to be Tex, right? All eyes fall onto Tex.
He did it on Icebox.
Tex, who has gotten NRG to this point, has to be the one to get NRG there, and he's got the tour de force with it.
Look how passive Will is playing. This might all come down to literally that head-to-head that Tex has been winning all day until
the last 3 rounds? It's not about how you start.
that shock that they were using early, now completely useless, actually. Not finding any value because the trademark's on B. They've been swapping it for the last couple rounds, so NRG not picking up on that at all. Info peek here from Bang with the ult. They're going into Will now.
Face your fear!
This is a fake, this is a fake.
And the Prowler too. Yeah, how hard do they bite? Do they drop Will a Cosmic Divide too?
That wall is bad for them. Asna's on the other side of this.
Do they know? Tex again,
Oh!
he's gonna do it himself and he gets one!
30 seconds left.
You see him pinging into the Cosmic Divide to make sure there's no one there, but Bang the anchor. Trying to keep them back. Tex dancing around the smoke as Bang gets another, Bang gets 3! How much more can he find? No, Som drops and Will does it too! EU's left in a 1v3 to keep the series alive. Spike down. Clydesdale's running his way and it's Will who cleans it up at the end. For as much as we talked about his struggles at the beginning of the series, that boy came online at just the right time to get 100 Thieves the win.
And everybody was doubting this guy at the end of stage 2, right? Make a change, 100 Thieves. Well, Will says absolutely not. I've got the pressure to play a new agent. Not necessarily new, but one that I'm committing to here on Ascent, on Icebox as well. And he really turns up when it mattered the most. That